Have you ever wondered how to maintain your individuality while being in a relationship? Well, one key strategy is establishing boundaries. These invisible lines can define the dynamic between you and your partner, shaping a relationship that respects and values both parties involved. Boundaries are not about controlling or manipulating the other person. Rather, they are about asserting what you are comfortable with and what you are not. They help us communicate our needs clearly and avoid misunderstandings. But what happens when these boundaries are not set? You might find yourself in uncomfortable situations, feeling disrespected or undervalued. It can lead to a cycle of confusion and resentment, hampering the growth of a healthy relationship. Remember, it's never too late or too early to start setting boundaries. It might seem daunting at first, but rest assured it gets easier with practice. So, are you ready to take the first step towards a healthier relationship? Let's delve into some practical tips on how to set these boundaries. To start off, it's essential to communicate clearly and respectfully about your comfort zones. Imagine you're in a conversation where the topic is veering into uncomfortable territory. No, you don't have to grin and bear it. Instead, you can simply say, "I prefer not to discuss such personal matters," and steer the conversation in a different direction. You're not obliged to answer every question thrown at you. Remember, it's not about being confrontational. It's about asserting your right to privacy. Now let's consider a different scenario. You've been on a few dates, and things are getting a bit too intimate too fast. It's perfectly okay to slow things down. A gentle hand on the chest accompanied by a warm smile can do wonders. Say something like, "I really like you, but I'd like to get to know you better before we take it to the next level." By doing so, you're setting a boundary without bruising egos. Moving forward, suppose you've been dating for a while and the topic of intimacy comes up. It's okay to have standards and expectations. You can say, "I would love to, but I only get intimate with someone I'm in a committed relationship with." If he respects you, he'll respect your boundaries. If he asks you to be his girlfriend right then, you can further assert your boundaries by saying, "First, I need to see negative results of a test for sexually transmitted diseases." It's not just about emotional comfort, it's about physical safety too. Now let's talk about disagreements. They're a part of every relationship. But if your partner raises his voice at you during an argument, it's not something you have to put up with. You can say, "I understand you're upset, but could you please lower your voice? It makes me uncomfortable when you talk to me that way." In doing so, you're setting a boundary for respect in your relationship, even during disagreements. The key to setting boundaries is not just about voicing them out, but also about living them. The way you treat yourself sets a standard for others on how they should treat you. If you love yourself, it commands others to love you. If you put yourself as a priority, others will learn to prioritize you. If you take care of yourself, it shows others that you expect the same from them. For instance, if you enjoy fine dining, don't compromise on that when you're with your partner. He should know that he needs to take you to these types of places, or even better. It's not about materialistic desires, but about not settling for less than what you deserve and enjoy. On the other hand, it's also crucial to understand that setting boundaries is not about controlling your partner's actions. It's about ensuring your happiness and well-being. If you're constantly prioritizing others' happiness over yours, it sends a signal that you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, how can you expect others to respect you? So here's an extra tip. Value your happiness as much as you value others. If you continually compromise your contentment for someone else's, it sends a message that you don't respect yourself. And when you don't respect yourself, it's difficult for others to respect you. Remember, setting boundaries is not about control, but about mutual respect and understanding. It's about ensuring that you and your partner are on the same page when it comes to your comfort, safety, and happiness. When you set boundaries, you're not pushing someone away. You're drawing a line that defines where you end and where others begin. And it's this line that helps foster healthier, more respectful relationships. So don't be afraid to set boundaries. They are not walls, but bridges that lead to mutual respect, understanding, and a healthier relationship. Remember, setting boundaries is not about control, but about mutual respect and understanding. Another crucial aspect when setting boundaries is self-love. Now you might be wondering, what does self-love have to do with setting boundaries? Well, everything. Self-love is not just about treating yourself to a spa day or indulging in your favorite chocolate, although those things are important too. Self-love is about respecting yourself, knowing your worth, and understanding that you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and love. Just as importantly, it's about teaching others how to treat you by setting clear boundaries. Imagine this scenario. You're in a relationship, and your partner consistently cancels plans at the last minute. If you don't love and respect yourself enough, you might let this slide, thinking it's not a big deal, but it is. By allowing this behavior to continue, you're essentially teaching your partner that it's okay to disrespect your time and feelings. On the other hand, if you have a strong sense of self-love, you'd likely handle the situation differently. Instead of ignoring the issue, you'd communicate your feelings to your partner. You'd let them know that their actions are disrespectful and hurtful. And most importantly, you'd set a boundary. You'd tell them that in the future, you expect them to honor their commitments or give you ample notice if plans need to change. This is just one example, but it illustrates a key point. When you love and respect yourself, you set a higher standard for how others should treat you. And when you set that standard, you're less likely to tolerate behavior that falls short. So, how do you cultivate self-love? Start by treating yourself with kindness. Speak to yourself like you would to a dear friend. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. And remember, it's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your own needs. It's okay to set boundaries. Self-love isn't just about pampering yourself. It's about setting a standard for how others should treat you. Let's take a quick recap of what we've discussed today. We've delved into how crucial it is to establish boundaries in a relationship right from the start. These limits prevent disrespect and ensure you're valued. We've also given practical tips such as voicing your discomfort respectfully when something bothers you, or setting the pace of physical intimacy according to your comfort. We emphasize the importance of self-love in this process. It's about knowing your worth, setting your expectations, and not compromising your happiness for someone else's. It's about teaching others to treat you well by treating yourself well first. Remember, your partner mirrors your actions, so love yourself, prioritize yourself, and only then can you expect the same from your partner. Remember, boundaries are not walls, but guidelines for creating a healthy, respectful, and fulfilling relationship. So don't shy away from setting them, and never let anyone make you feel guilty for doing so. See you in the next video.